world's largest computer chip maker plans to cut 11% of its workforce. It's Intel's largest restructuring yet and will put 12,000 people out of work worldwide. Nearly 60% of Intel's profits comes from computer chips made only for PCs, but global PC sales fell 9.6% in the first 3 months of the year as consumers move away from PCs towards devices like tablets and programs such as apps. Intel's trouble reflects a common challenge in the technology business. And for a better understanding on how the technology industry is changing, we're joined by TRT World's editor-at-large, Craig Copetas. Craig, hello there. Now, is this only the sinking PC market we're talking about here to blame, or is it also or for the trouble of Intel and the big blue, I should say?
Well, it's to a great extent due to the bureaucracies of these two gigantic companies. They are larded with bureaucracies that are fashioned to provide shareholder value from quarter to quarter. They've never really thought long term, unlike companies such as Apple or Google, which have more alacrity within the market. Now, if you look at it historically, go back to 1977, Ken Olsen, the founder of Digital Equipment Corporation, said there was no reason for any individual to have a computer in his home. And if you go back to 1947, Tom Watson, the former chairman of IBM, reportedly said, I think there's a world market for maybe 5 computers. So when the computer revolution hit, Intel and IBM operated on what was called Moore's Law, that every 2 years you could invent a new chip that would have more transistors in it and make a PC faster. Where they missed the boat here was developing chips for smartphones, cloud computing, and other sensors. And this is where they're getting hit. As you said, PC sales are down and are continuing to drop. So there's a limited market now for them.
I suppose, though, Intel's troubles reflect a common challenge in the technology business. So how is Intel and IBM trying to adapt to the changing times in the industry then?
Well, perhaps the irony here is the behemoth size of both companies, as detrimental as it may be to them, is also beneficial. Now, you take IBM, for example. IBM has an ace in the hole, and that ace in the hole is named Warren Buffett from Berkshire Hathaway, the super investor from Iowa. When Warren Buffett speaks, people listen. He remains very bullish on IBM. And what I suspect may be being discussed right now is a potential, perhaps, merger or some kind of association between IBM and Microsoft. Because if you put those two companies together, some analysts will say that this could avoid the problem of limiting sales, that they could create new products and zest up the marketplace. But the problem goes back to the size of these companies. They're so big, they're slow to move, and that's why you see Google and Apple beating them at every turn.
Bigger isn't always better. Okay, Craig, thank you very much for that update there. That's Craig Copetas in Paris.